Let's talk about self-forgiveness as a key to learning, and therefore, a key to improvement. Hi there, everyone. I'm Jason. It's my favorite month of videos, May. May is Mental Health Awareness Month in the United States, and we recognize that by making videos that are about the mental aspects of climbing and adventure. I'm a perfectionist, and I don't mean that as a humble brag. I'm a perfectionist to a fault. In fact, one of the things that has been good about making these YouTube videos is that I've had to let go of perfection. You can see that in the video quality, or lack thereof, sometimes I'm sure. But take some generally positive character traits, such as self-awareness and personal accountability, run them into the extreme, and I've ended up trying to preempt criticism. Just ask my wife. If you've ever watched professional athletes make what is an obvious mistake, you've also probably seen the difference between those that don't focus on the mistake and those who do. Well, as a kid and teenager, playing soccer on a nationally ranked team, while maybe not as extreme as what you just saw, I definitely was the latter. I would hang my head and make sure that everyone knew that I messed up. I would beat myself up so badly that it would be hard for me to hear coaching and constructive criticism because it would feel like it was just piling on. I already knew I messed up. I already knew how to correct it. Just leave me alone. But the problem with that is that it assumes I am right about the cause of my mistake and the steps I need to take to correct it, let alone the nature of the mistake itself. What if I'm wrong? I could tune out the potentially valuable perspectives of others and never really give them a chance to diagnose a different cause or correction. Now let's take that to the outdoors where A, we can't always see the mistakes we make, and B, we potentially face very high consequences by failing to improve. And if you have a perfectionist reflex like I do, it can even show up more strongly when we know the cost of mistakes are so high. It can cut to the core of our self-perception if we make a mistake. Am I unsafe? Am I reckless? For me, the key to making any progress on this front has actually been self-forgiveness. I've needed to learn to forgive myself for being fallible.
And I was all surly and like, nothing.
That might seem like an odd statement to make. Of course, I'm capable of mistakes. I make them all the time. Well, that is easy to understand rationally. Emotional acceptance of that, particularly in high consequence endeavors in climbing or in life, is harder for me, although I've gotten a lot better at it. Being a parent, I've made all those mistakes that come with being a father, a role that rarely has clear and easy answers to anything that is complex enough to be a true problem. In my previous life as a professional golfer, I had to learn to deal with failure and mistakes because even when you get really, really good at that game, most shots do not achieve the perfection you visualize before each swing. Being a climber is another endeavor with few purely right and wrong answers, only mitigations and trade-offs. And the more I've come to accept that the always do and never do statements rarely apply, the more I've been able to see that things that I do which I could previously classify as mistakes really are things that upped risk rather than lowered it. It's a continuum, not an either-or reality. Back to that identity issue. I didn't become an unsafe person. I became less safe by doing what I did. I have a hard time forgiving myself for being an unsafe person. I can more easily forgive myself for doing something that is less safe in environments where perfectly safe is unattainable. Is that just a rationalization? Maybe. I don't think so, but I don't really care, because even if it is a rationalization, it's been a healthy one. When I'm not busy beating myself up, I can hear my wife say she needs me to show up differently in some way. I can hear either or both of my sons say that I'm stressing them out. I can hear a climbing partner tell me that they'd prefer to have had a belay in that circumstance, or want to move through that transition faster, or want to add another piece of gear to that placement. It's taken me a while, but I'm a better teammate for realizing that being a good teammate is more than having the answers. It's about forgiving myself fast enough to be able to hear that I don't have the answers. Got a mental struggle you've been working to overcome? Feel free to drop it in the comments if you are comfortable with that. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share if you want to support us. For more information, you can go to our website at www.shortguysbetaworks.com. If you want to learn a little bit more about me and some of my struggles and successes, you can check out this video, or you can check out our entire Mental Health Awareness Month series for content similar to what you've just watched today. We'll see you next week, and keep on getting more out of that big outside.